Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inkwell Academy. My name is Sophia Wardell, and today we have a very special guest, RomCom author Logan Marie. Logan Marie is the author of the Briarwood Chronicles. Her debut book, Mentor Me, is 5 stars on Amazon. Logan also channels her creative energy and love for language as a dedicated middle grades English teacher. Thanks for joining us today, Logan.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming on. And today I'm really excited. I want to discuss writing tips with you. So, first off, what are your top 5 writing tips for aspiring rom-com writers?
Well, my first tip is to write. Finish the book. Like, even if you think it's terrible or it's not going, just finish it because you can always go back and edit. And the hardest part of the writing process is just finishing writing.
Mm.
And then the second tip is to set yourself up with some sort of accountability system, like some sort of goals. For me, my goal was a chapter a day. And that can be kind of ambitious. I know other authors, they'll do a page a day or they'll have a word count goal. But my goal was a chapter a day. And then if I missed it, I would do 2 chapters the next day. But by the end of the week, I tried to have, because I only was writing on weekdays, I try to have at least 5 chapters done by the end of the week.
Wow. So, a chapter a day. How long did you end up taking to write your book?
So my book, it was okay about me. I have ADHD, so I hyper focus. So when I get into something, like that's all I focus on. So it only actually took about 2 months to write it.
Okay. Wow. That's
Then it
amazing.
took an additional 2 months to edit it. So yeah, just some sort of accountability system. And I had friends holding me accountable because they were reading as I was writing, and they were like, "Hey, you didn't send us our chapter for the day. We're gonna need that."
Yeah, I imagine that did help. And I think it's really interesting that you talk about the ADD and the hyper focus because I'm the same way. And I think that it's been recommended from other authors that if you have an idea, just get it all out on paper. Doesn't have to be fancy or pretty yet. And then you can, like you said, go back and get down to the nitty-gritty editing. But you may forget a lot of the good stuff if you don't just get it out, you know?
Oh,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
I was writing on my phone at like my kids' sports practices. Like if I had an
love
idea of
it.
something I wanted to happen, I would pull up a Google Doc and just write it in there. So the book actually ended up being in like 6 different places before I got it
Wow.
all put together because if I like whatever I had on me, I was writing on.
I love that though. You're making it work. So those are your first 2, 3 tips. Do you have any more tips for rom-com writers?
Definitely get some beta readers. Definitely get you some good trusted beta readers. I've had just the best experience with other bookish girls. Like my book club was actually my beta readers.
Oh, great.
Um, and like book club slash best friends. So that really helped. And then get an editor. Whether you think you need it or not, you need it.
Hmm.
Because there were even things that my editor missed.
Wow.
So it was edited and then it was sent out to the ARC group, and then the ARC readers actually caught 2 errors. And
Wow.
that was after I had read the book. And thankfully they caught it before I sent like the official published copies. And that was after I had read it, my husband had read it, the beta readers had read it, and the editor had edited it. It still had 2 errors in it.
Wow. So that's a
Um,
good, very good recommendation.
yeah, get an editor, and then don't be hard on yourself. Like
I love
you're
that.
going to make mistakes, things aren't going to go well. Your book is never going to be everybody's taste. Rom-com, because you have romantasy readers and then you have like sweet small town. Rom-com is kind of like a niche. Like people who love rom-com movies typically love rom-com books. So your book may not be everyone's taste, and that's okay. Just
Hmm.
don't be hard on yourself. You're writing your book for you, and people like you.
Right. And there will always be a certain group of people that identify with your book, no matter what. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
So be yourself. Be your authentic author self.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And on the topic of just where you get your inspiration from for a rom-com, tell us a little bit about that for, the characters, the setting, the plot, the tropes, etc.
I love romance. Like I am a romance girly. I don't typically read outside of the romance genre. I will read some young adult books, but that's just because I have to for my job.
Hmm.
For this book specifically, I actually love Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
My book gives a lot of Gilmore Girls vibe without like crossing into, hey, that's exactly the same, because it's not. But there was a character on Gilmore Girls named Tristan. Are you familiar with the show?
Yes.
Okay, so in season one, Tristan is like this bad boy. He's constantly going after Rory, and like she wants nothing to do with him because she knows that she is so far above him. But I loved him, and I always felt like had Chad Michael Murray not gone on to do the OC, Tristan would have got a redemption arc. Like I just knew it. It was gonna happen. So that's actually what inspired my main character, Ben. And now
Okay.
my readers argue that he is nothing like Tristan. I'm gonna die on this hill that Tristan would have gotten a redemption arc and he would have been a good person had
Hmm.
he been given the chance. Um, Now Ben really is nothing like him because Ben's a really good guy and he's really sweet.
Oh,
But that's what kind of inspired like my writing process. So I was watching Gilmore Girls with my husband and I was like, hey, this would be like a really good book if like Rory ended up. So it started out fanfic-esque and then it turned into its whole own thing.
wow. Now, do you ever advertise that? You know, and I've seen a lot of authors say, if you like this book or this movie, this is basically the character the way I wanted it to be. Or, you know, do you ever advertise Gilmore Girls or say that it's kind of a play on it or anything like that?
Absolutely, because it absolutely gives Gilmore Girl vibes. But the thing that I connected with is I have a single mom too. So I always identified with Gilmore Girls and that was always kind of part of my story. And I was a young writer. And so the main character
Mm,
has a lot of my own qualities. And I met my husband when I was 15 in high school. So a lot of our characteristics ended up in the characters, but I 100% say, hey, this is very Gilmore Girl-esque. Like coffee addicted main characters, really great mother daughter relationship. Um, so it's based on that, but then it's also based on my real lived experiences, if
right.
that makes sense.
Yeah. And what would you say for an author that's writing a similar book to you with age, gender, other defining characteristics? How would you know which audience to target with these rom-coms as an author?
So my book is targeted young adult, because that's the age of the character. So typically, whatever age your characters are, that's going to be your target audience because they're going to share those experiences.
Right.
Um, but the good thing about young adult books like Summer I Turned Pretty and To All the Boys I've Loved Before, those type of books, older women love them too because they've lived those experiences. So I would say your book could be anywhere up to that age of those characters or even older because anyone who's lived those experiences are going to identify with it and want to read it.
Lastly, where can our listeners find and connect with you?
So I am available on TikTok and Instagram, author Logan Schober, or you can actually go to often authorloganschober.com now.
Great. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into today's interview with rom-com author Logan Marie. Be sure to check out our website for more videos. Wishing you all a fulfilling and successful writing journey.